Welcome to Take It from the Iron Woman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Iron Woman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Iron Woman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. This podcast is being sponsored by Get Loopy. On episode 41, you can hear the story of Isabel, the co-founder and CEO. Get Loopy, get a 20% discount off your first order. GetLoopy.com. We've spoken to Andrea before. She and I used to be running coaches, but let's hear from her how it is, how you can transfer the running or the running mentality into everyday work. I would like to talk a little bit about leadership and running. I always ask my guests, what do you think you can learn from running that you can take into your everyday life or into leadership? Is there anything special that comes to your mind, Andrea?
Yes, nowadays I don't run so much anymore. I take walks, but because I changed jobs and the commute is so long. But when I come home, I oftentimes still take a walk. When I come home these days, I play music. I play the violin and the piano. And oftentimes when I practice the violin, it reminds me so much of what it meant to run a good marathon. Whatever you learn from being a good runner, I can take it into being a musician. Mm-hmm. It sounds funny when you want to run, you have to build the muscles in your legs to be a good runner. Mm-hmm. And with playing the violin, you also have to prepare your whole body for being able to do it. You have to build the different muscles for running races, for running in general. You have to build strong legs. If you want to play the violin, you have to build the strong upper body, strong arms, and even the muscles in the top knuckle of the tiny little pinky. You have to build the muscles, which takes a while. So you have to be, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be good at, you have to be patient. You have to be cooperative with other people, and you have to practice.
These are wise advice. And it's also about determination. You decide to run a marathon, but now you decide to play the piano or the violin. And as you said, it's practice. Somebody who is famous with their music instrument, they don't just play when they are on stage. They have to practice many times. And that's the same with the running. We don't go from zero to running the New York City Marathon as an example. It's the mindset that we need to train. And I wasn't aware that you have to train your little pinky finger. How do you do that? Can you train that when you're working?
Yes, you can hold the hands and just be able to move just the top knuckle of the pinky, which is not so easy. But to play the high notes, it's very important. Then you notice how important the little pinky is, and especially the top knuckle of the little pinky.
Interesting. We're learning so much here. And how long have you been playing the violin?
The violin now for 7 years, and the piano for, 30, 40 years.
That's a long time. But it's also, when you think about running and now your music, it's about the passion that you have.
Right. I wanted to say that's something, whatever you do, some people say, oh, yes, this person has the talent and the skills for it. This person is born with it. No, it's not so much the talent that you are, even if, yes, maybe some have it more than others. It's the practice. And if you love something, if you want to learn something, no matter how old you are, no matter what kind of condition you are, you can do it. If you have the passion for it, if you love it, you can do it.
That's so true.
You might not be a world champion If you want to be a musician, you might not play at Carnegie Hall, but it's still nice to do it, to enjoy it.
And I remember I was invited. I was very honored to hear your very first concert. Tell us about that.
I joined the amateur club of the musicians in New York, and once a year we would invite other friends. I've also done it with our running friend, Rich, who is still my piano teacher. Sometimes he would give some concerts. There were also little kids who would play and also older people. And for that, you also have to practice. And with the violin musicians, we do exactly the same. The special thing there is I get the chance to play the piano first and then play the violin afterwards.
And what I admire is also when you can say I practice the violin or the piano for yourself, but you're performing. So not only are you playing, but you have to think of the others, or what are you thinking in that moment? You're focusing on the music, you're in the very moment.
I concentrate on the music. Funny, this summer I met some other athletes who were practicing their sports and fencing, which is a very elegant sport. And after a while, I watched them every Sunday morning. I would go watch them. And then after a while, I thought, well, they are practicing. Why should I not come and play my violin? Sure, first I was nervous and thought, oh my God, they probably will run away from me. But they liked it. And one of the fencers even said, I'm playing the flute. And the following weekend, he came and said, after the fencing, he came over and said, well, let's play together under the trees at the City College.
Wow, that's a real New York story. All of a sudden you meet people. And I think what you also find is people are multifaceted. So first you meet the runners, then you talk to the traders. That gives you the energy to do better and be more competitive. And then you switch a little bit into the violin. You meet the fencers. And I love to watch the fencing. I think that's the most elegant sport that there is. Have you tried it with them?
Yes, they invited me. And then I thought, oh my God, I cannot do everything. But who knows? Maybe they encourage me to try it. It's not easy because there you also have to build different muscles, and every tiny move, you have to watch out what you're doing. But it is fascinating. And I think if I really want to do it, I can. And the people are very nice. That's the other nice thing. Once with the running, you meet so many other people, nice people, and people of all different kinds of backgrounds. Oftentimes, like in running, the people come from all over the world, all different kinds of backgrounds, all different kinds of cultures, but we have something in common.
I know there's always a story that you can tell, and marathon runners obviously are special people. So that's really interesting. Yeah. Thank you so much, Andrea. Yes. This is really inspiring. I took once a fencing class and I loved it. So maybe we should all go back and do something different than the running or the music, maybe the fencing. So thank you so much. Thank you for being on the podcast with me today.
Thank you, Susan.
Nice to hear from Andrea and how she uses the running mentality and running philosophy for her music. What are you trying out? What are you trying out? Are you trying out something new? What is it for you? What are you taking away from this? Take It From the Iron Woman has episodes every Monday, every Wednesday. Don't miss out. There's something for everybody. And don't forget to order Get Loopy. Get Loopy is the plant-based snack. You get 20% off of your first order. And Take It From the Iron Woman is also a book. Order it on Amazon. Maybe a gift for somebody. It's a paperback or an ebook. And coaching and mentoring is available. Check on the website, subscribe to the channels, and enjoy the podcast.